hear that, but I'm just saying, like, for me, one of the main reasons why I wasn't really too built up about it, because I was like, you can't really last on that. Like, I mean, you can make your mark doing that, and people will be like, yeah, that's awesome. But then if the song is not really that good, and no one's talking about the song, everybody's just talking about him clapping cheeks on the devil.
I mean, I think that's the message. I think that's all he's trying to do. I don't think he's like trying to make a future. I don't think it's like I'm betting all my chips on this.
Right.
You think that's what he's
artistry
doing?
Like,
yeah, 100%. 100%.
So you think that he's just making
a message to
messages,
Christian
messages in his songs?
I'm not just talking about
messages in his song.
I'm not talking about just his video. I'm just talking about most of his videos since old time. They're not.
Before he was Old Time Road, before that shit, he did little spikes of viral shit. Like, that was how he got on. He did small spikes. And so I think he only understands the viral moments. He doesn't
he's gay Tekashi.
Yeah, he's the gay Tekashi. Yes. Because that's all this was. Like, he did that, and he keeps like pushing it in your face and punching you in the face.
Is that cancelable? I can't say that.
I don't know. I think it's okay because we're putting Tekashi behind it.
It's justified.
It's justified. But I think he's like punching in the face with it, so people get very upset. But we're still going to see it, and he's okay with that light because he doesn't know anything different. Like, when you talk about Murder Is the Case, these are rappers, and that's all they had. They had to rap. If they didn't rap, they're getting paid. So now it's like, I don't have to really rap. I just have to go viral and get 1 million views, and I still get a check.
100.
But how sustainable is that?
Well, obviously, fucking right now, sustainable. If you look at Tekashi 6ix9ine's life
right now, I mean, you can, if you go viral, you can get thousands of dollars of just like mentioning a name of a brand or something. Like, it's very sustainable just to constantly.
But you have to continue to
viral. How hard is it? Once you have the platform, once you have let's say you have, what's Haha Davis, 7 million followers, right? I'm saying Haha Davis, right? He has the platform now. He can just do things and they'll go viral because he has the following. So he just puts out one post, and whatever, if he wanted to do that shit, he sticks his lane, which is awesome. But if he wanted to do that shit, he has a platform for it now. Like, a lot of people, that's all they do. They stick to they do something stupid like the Gorilla Glue shit, right? She now has a career because she put fucking glue in her head. Like, she literally gets praised about having a 6th child.
Man.
What?
There's a lot of people like that meet me outside.
But are these people sustainable?
I mean, she's famous for that.
The Catch Me Outside girl, the Catch Me Outside girl is not like
she's a rapper.
I mean, she's not.
Check for being on Instagram.
She's a rapper.
She's not. But what I'm saying is this. Okay, so look, you can make a living, right? And I should say this: you can make a living and not have to go work in the office if you do that. If that's your goal, that's fine. But to be sustainable and to stay in the public, because people's eyes are fickle. Like, Tekashi is essentially a genius because, I hate to call him that, but he just knows how to maintain and continue to do that. There are not too many people who can do that. We can go down the most viral people who've been viral or artists have been viral, and we can ask what they're doing now, and no one really knows because the public's audience is like that. Like, we sat here for hours and had,
I think it's a little bit
long conversations about shortening our podcast because we know that people's eyes are like. So it's like Tekashi, his whole system, his whole thing is designed to do that. So he somehow figured out a way to make that a machine, and he can now it's like, okay, cool. What dangerous rapper that I shouldn't talk about, but I will talk about? Because if I talk about him, I'm gonna get a whole bunch of views and I'm gonna get a whole bunch of money, and then I can pay for more security. So now Tekashi has to do that, but Tekashi's fine with doing that. But like when you constantly, all you're doing is just doing these spikes, and like, eventually people just get bored. It's like, okay, you're just, because eventually
But we don't. That's the crazy part. They don't get bored.
No, they move on to the next person, Chris. They always go to the next person because that person becomes a tryhard. There's going to be that core fan base.
We are all waiting for Tekashi to die. That's what we're all waiting for.
Yeah, I don't care. Like when you follow somebody like that, like
personally, but we're all waiting for it though. That's the next thing. We're all like, he's just like that person. Like, who's gonna get him? So that's why he's relevant. But a lot of these other viral people is just like, as long as you're spewing nonsense, people are gonna have an opinion, and people live like they live for their opinion. Like, it's insane how people will get online just to be upset about some shit. Yeah. I don't like this. I'm gonna be mad and text everyone or comment underneath this picture. And it's like, you wake up for that kind of shit? That's insane. Basically.
A lot of people do. But that's
social media does.
Yeah. And I guess maybe people feel that's what, but I just don't feel like he's gonna be around for long. Like,
just like this is
Lil Nas X, because the quality of his music has declined. So like,
I mean, but it has
all it is now. All it is viral moments.
So that's
what's the last country song he's made? What's the last country song he's made?
He doesn't have to. We can't cancel him because of the.
No one's calling to cancel him. What I'm saying is that
I'm saying like
a lot of people
get rid of him because of what he's done.
But I mean,
the first country gay rapper. It was like we can't really touch him. He has like his own little space there. So whenever he does anything, like he was posting just regular tweets and shit, and he was like going viral. Like he's doing regular shit.
But what I'm saying, like, he's been posting tweets. He's been posting these shocking tweets. Is that his Listen to what I'm saying is that if you look at Lil Nas X since Old Town Road, since like the Cardi B song, it seems like it's just been a collective of just like shocking things. And that's all it is. So when you look at it, it's like, okay, well, I guess that's because I was interested because I wanted to know if he's going to do another country song or is he going to do a straight country song. When I saw him, that's what I was interested in seeing, because to me, like I think a lot of people in the Black community, we rallied behind when they were like, what do you mean he's not fucking country? What are you talking about?
Yeah, talking about? They made that.
No, we're not allowing this. No, that's country. Shut up.
They took it out of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So
now now they're shaking their head. It's like, look, y'all want him now?
Told y'all.
He's yours now. No,
he ain't made a country song since.
But I mean, I don't think he was ever like really trying to stick to that country. Like, I think everybody just rallied behind that. Yeah. And everybody was like, ooh, country.
And we made
like, cool. But he wasn't like, I'm going to be the best country singer.
You're right. You're right.
It was like,
you're right.
Okay.
You're right. Nonetheless, I was only speaking to the fact that why I paid attention. I paid attention because I was interested to see if he was going to do it again. When I started seeing the songs he was making, I was like, well, okay, these are not really what I thought he'd be doing. Yeah. And then it was just this hard lean into this extreme. And I was just like, oh, that's all this guy does. And then I started noticing that he would just like go on Twitter and be like, he would just say things. Some of it was funny. Like, I think when Boosie started saying something about Old Town Road or whatever, and people were starting to make fun of him when he came out to be gay, he said something along the lines, I kissed one of y'all in the mouth or something like that. Yeah. I thought it was hilarious.
I mean, he'll definitely like response. Like I think he made a fake like apology video of this video. And then he put the video on there. Spoiler alert, he puts the video on there. I thought that was hilarious. I was like, this dude just leans into whatever you do.
But I mean, I'm saying though, is that it? Is that it? Because like, at the end of the day, Tekashi is sustainable what he's doing, but the music sucks.
No, that's where I think you're wrong at. That's where you're wrong. I think that the beats are so good, and the song is about nothing. Don't say that he's like the song's about nothing, but all that yelling and screaming is like, okay.
Listen, it's
you
nowhere.
See all that ass in the video. You're like, okay, let me check this out. What's going on here?
I mean, listen, Chris.
What I'm saying is,
I went to the video no longer, on purpose, and that's hard for me to do.
To me, I feel like it's no longer popular opinion that he's making good music. When he was making Gunmo and Kuda and all that, even though I don't really like Gunmo,
I never call that good music. It's a different type of music.
But people,
I like the energy behind
Gunmo.
it. Yeah,
Okay,
the energy
cool.
behind it is dope. The energy behind all the songs are about the same, so it's the energy that comes behind it.
Okay, but Chris, you know that's trash, right? You know deep down.
Yeah, I have no idea what he's saying in there.
Would you listen to would you hold that next to Jay Electronica CD?
Please, no, but you go, hey.
Okay, then, so it's trash. So that's all I'm saying. Like what I'm saying is trash. You know it's trash. You like it, and that's fine. To each his own. But we all know it's trash. And what I'm saying is that
Mark, what do you hear? Could I hear an impersonation?
Nah. Oh, no, not on the podcast. I'm not doing that on the podcast.
He's too good to say it on the podcast. The world doesn't know what Mark says behind closed doors, huh?
I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna say that on the podcast. That's funny though, because that's all I hear. I was like, damn, he says the F word a lot. Okay, there's 50 bucks behind him. All right, I guess that's fine.
At first, I was confused. Like, who is this guy? Because he looks white to me, and then Tekashi's like, he must be like Asian. I was like, what is going on here?
I didn't understand it. Because, I mean, the first thing I heard was, I was like, wait, what? And then I saw the video and I was like, what? And then I saw the 50 Bloods behind him and I was like, well,
they must approve.
Right?
Man.
I guess.
You just sing along with it at that point, like, okay.
Like, I think he has a song where that's just all he says. And I was like, oh, okay, well, we're okay with that. But we've let Fat Joe get away with it for a long time. For a long time. It's like, all right. It's almost a sense of entitlement with Fat Joe and the rest of the Puerto Ricans down in New York. They're just like, hey, man, we say it. What you gonna say? It's ours now, too. And I guess everybody else in New York would be like, I guess there's enough of y'all, so.
So, hey, man, like, what you gonna say? Oh.
I don't know. What am I gonna say? You gonna say something?
I didn't know it was all y'all. I wasn't tripping about that word.
Let me get some platinos.
Man.
I thought you said something to me.
You got some mofongo over there? Is that mofongo? Oh yeah, let me get some of that. Bring it over here.
Lord, let me get out of here.
Oh, man.
Was a plantain? So you're fried a plantain. That's genius.
This is our word.
It's like a chip. It's like a chip, right? It's bigger than a chip.
Y'all get out of here. Like, that makes sense to me.
All right.
Everyone in New York was just like, okay. And then the rest of the state, so the rest of the states were just like, okay. I feel like all the black people everywhere else were like, y'all gonna let that happen?
We riding? All
right. I'm gonna assume.
And then all the Latinos in Chicago started doing it, and then like, sure, well, if they're doing it over there, I guess we just go.
So let me try it. Hey, Nick.
Hey. Like, y'all been through enough trauma, right? All right.
Whoa.
This is getting out of hand. I've never
take
cared
about from us, and everyone just starts saying the N-word just willy-nilly. Like,
is that a trigger word for y'all? It's never been a trigger word for me. Never cared. Not once. Now, if you talk to me, it's like the same word as bitch to me, though. Like, if you're not talking to me, I really don't give a fuck.
I feel it's not a trigger word for me, but I look at intention, and then I'm the type of person to ask you what your intentions are, which usually makes most other races feel very uncomfortable. Because I go, okay, so why do you think that's okay to say?
Basically.
And I don't say anything afterwards. And everyone goes,
he's serious.
That's a trigger for me. I'm honestly curious because you don't know what type of black person I am. And oftentimes,
you don't know what they're different types, guys. We have different types of niggas.
2. 3.
Sure.
And you don't know which one I am.
I just feel like people know that words cause contention for a large population of us, right? So when people say that freely amongst us, I can't help to think that there is a thing psychologically that goes, I can get away with that. So for me, like if you run away, people give passes for people who run away, right? That's always been a thing. Our community's done that several times. If you're one of those super proud ones and you act like you've never seen the white boy that's had the hood pass or the Latino kid that's had the hood pass or the Asian kid that's had the hood pass, you're lying. We've all seen it. It may have made you uncomfortable, but you didn't say anything because the hood embraced it, right? Or everyone embraced it, or someone realer than you embraced it. So
most of those guys don't be saying that shit though. Like I ain't never met like
most of them don't, but you get a small percentage of them that do amongst their brothers, right? And typically they know that. Look, I only say this amongst this circle. It's usually individuals.
Oh, like I said, I've never
not.
Like I've been around like some, and they refuse to say like, nah, I ain't gonna do that.
But there's usually individuals who do not understand the codes of conduct of environments that go off in nowhere like, nigga, and you be like, word, bro. And with my situations with those, like, I don't get mad, I don't get angry because I mean that's what I feel like. For some people, that's what they want. Usually I get calm, and that scares most people. And I typically I just personally, I'm honestly asking. I really want to know what makes you think that that's okay.
I've never been in an issue like that as an adult, as a kid all the time, but as an adult, I've never been in that situation.
Those conversations happen when I was
like like that was cool, I guess, but like don't say that again.
Oh, I was what happens if I do say it, and I was like, I have no idea, bro. I just know I'm supposed to beat you up. I don't know why. I just know it's in the handbook somewhere.
It's in the contract.
And I'm gonna punch you in the face. So just if you want to and get punched in the face, that's fine. But I don't care.
It's funny. What I've had often, I've had the conversation of why can't I say it? And typically the way I illustrate that conversation is very simplistic. Listen, bro, you can say whatever you want, but what I need to tell you is that you probably shouldn't. And at the end of the day, because you're gonna run into someone who's not as calm as I am, and they're gonna fuck you up. And you're not gonna know which one is. You're just gonna assume that you can do it. In fact, I think I try to explain this. Like, what you need to understand is that some people feel like because you saying that makes them feel like you feel like they're sweet. So now they have to like show you how not sweet things are. And you never want to know. You never want to know how not sweet things are. I want things to be sweet. I never want to find out how not sweet things are. In my personal opinion, I don't know about you guys.
Niggas never been a boy. Now, if you call me a boy, it's a new trigger word for me. Boy fucks me up. Like I will have a conversation with you if you call me a boy. Don't know what that's about. It's just a trigger word. But that's like I think someone called me that. My mom freaked out one day, and ever since then I was just like, yeah, you won't call me that anymore. That's not a thing.
I think all of them are a trigger for me. It just depends on how you use it. Like,
yeah, if you're talking to me, like you can call me a fucking, I don't know, you can call me something stupid, like, hey, stupid, but you're talking directly to me and we're having a conflict. Okay, well, we're taking it to this next level.
Right.
But nigga, if you're just talking it and you're like, hey, nigga, I probably won't even turn around. I'll just keep walking. Who's he talking to? That nigga better whoop his ass.
You're right.
But back to your boy, I just feel like my point was, initially when I saw everything, I was like, well, he's not really gonna be around for long, so it is what it is.
I mean, he's been around for a minute though.
Not really, bro.
Just like
ebbs and flows, bro. But I just want to. But this is what I'm saying, Chris, is that you heard Cold Town Road, and then what have you heard in between? Like, what have you heard between this?
I haven't kept up with him. I just know
there's an Old Town Road and Montero.
I feel like he's like younger generation. He's not like really target market.
A lot of people say that, but it's like,
what happened to the other nigga? Now let me whip. Now let me nay. Like
apparently he turned out to be a real dude. Apparently he turned out to be a real nigga. apparently all those dance fellas are real as hell. All right? And live super real lives. And if you run up on them on the street, like you might catch one. You might catch one. Like, hey fam, what?
Let me do it. That's him.
Like, man.
Yeah, you might, you know what I'm saying? Just run up on him like, hey, aren't you the you might catch it. You might catch a hot one. I think all the Teach Me How to Dougie guys are dead or like in jail or half of them are dead. Yeah.
Teach me how to.
No.
They did seem kind of like edgy.
No, bro. Like those kids
like on those videos, I was like,
as trail, bro.
I mean, I'm gonna do it, but like cat daddy and shit, like yeah,
I'm scared.
And all them cat daddy niggas, I think they're bloods. Like I think they're bloods. I think all of them.
Pretty much.
I think all of them are bloods. I didn't know Chris Brown was a blood, and it's like all of a sudden he wanted to fight Soulja Boy, and then Soulja Boy was a blood, and I was like,
oh
okay,
yeah,
so what is
I remember
going on?
that. Meet me at this block at 7:30.
What is going on?
Didn't someone like whip his ass in the middle of that video? Like, wait, get wait.
Oh yeah.
Wait.
But Soulja Boy like he posted out like he looked like he was with it. Soulja Boy looked like he was with it. So I was
for
like,
a second.
All right. No, Soulja Boy got into the stance. He got into the stance. I give Big Soulja this. Look,
he got into the stance.
He got it. He was gonna be like he was ready to throw hands. Like, hey, that was good.
Everybody could look like
got
it.
in between. Maybe he knew that he had protection. But I don't know.
But say, didn't that dude steal his phone now?
No,
I think it's still his chain.
I
think it was his chain.
It was something. I don't know.
Big Soulja.
I know he got whatever back. I think he got whatever back.
The Drake
homies came in. Because the big homies came in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, I think Lil Nas X is definitely what you said, like a marketing genius.
I didn't say he was a marketing genius. That's a Tekashi.
Well, I think Lil Nas X. I think he's getting there. I think he's following the path of Soulja Boy and Tekashi.
He's definitely following Tekashi's stimulus.
He's definitely staying in his lane.
But I also think he's trying to figure out who he is as a person too. I think he's still trying to figure that shit out. Like he's trying to find his lane and roll it. Like I think he thought maybe if this goes, he could be like the new kind of, I guess, Cardi B-ish person. I don't know. But I think he was trying to go a different route and it just didn't work out the way he thought it was. And so he just stuck to his guns and said, cool, I'll do it this way. That's how I feel like. It was a terrible business decision, but he did it. And I was sick of.
But my whole thing about it is this is like once you do that, that's where you're at. Like if he tries to go make Old Town Road again, it's like, nah, nigga, like where's
yeah, that's what I said. It's like
you don't think it hit? You don't think it hit? I think it hit. I think it'll stick.
Well, nothing else. Like Bow Wow and Chris Brown, all those niggas. Like Bow Wow didn't make it because he never had that thing that just pushed him to that point where like he's an adult. Chris Brown had to whoop Rihanna's ass, and we're like,
whoa, whoa.
But I'm saying when he put hands we on this channel not saying what he did was right.
Jesus.
What we are gonna say is when he did do that, it made everyone go, he's
it was the greatest marketing decision ever. That was
not marketing, but we all said, okay, he's the adult.
Branding.
Well, Bow Wow was like, I want you to call me Bow Wow, not Lil Bow Wow. Shut your Lil Bow Wow ass up, Lil Bow Wow. We wouldn't allow him to grow the fuck up. But if DMX would have slapped Rihanna, we would have been like, oh shit, Rihanna was fucking up. She knew better get that girl, that nigga. But when Chris Brown did it, we're like, oh, not Chris Brown. not C Breezy. No. So it was a thing. It allowed him to grow up. We allowed that change, and we go, okay, now he can start talking about sex and fucking bitches and all the stuff he wants to do. But when Bow Wow was doing, like, nigga, you ain't getting no pussy. Shut your ass up.
Bow Wow was knocking all of them. He was knocking all of them.
Lottery ticket.
But we didn't believe him.
Every time he rapped about it, we were like, nigga, you tripping. You ain't knocking no cheeks down.
Look at your little Bow Wow. You just don't know. We move so fast across the floor.
But I think you need. So I think Lil Nas X is trying to do that. He has to get out of that kid zone and go, I'm an adult now. and this is what I want to do, and I can't.
But I don't think he was in the kids zone. He just made a song that kids.
He was definitely in the kids zone.
Just because you make a song that kids like doesn't mean that you.
If every song you sing is on bop, kids bop, you're a kid. You're a kid person.
That's your target audience. Like that.
I got it. I got all the kids bop songs because we take road trips, and my kids like, okay. And I would much rather them listen to kids bop than the real song. So because I know nothing's gonna sneak up on me.
Man,
we got that juice box. Like, yeah, juice box.
I don't know, man. Like I said, man, old time. I don't know. Like I said, like the music itself is not to me. This is what I'm gonna say. This don't play. When it comes down to sneakers, look, you can make your statements in your videos and whatever artistic statements, but you playing with the sneakers. It's not even about the sneakers. It's not even about playing with the sneakers, bro. You're playing with stuff that you. I mean, listen, I understand you don't believe what you do believe, but as a person who does believe certain things, you're playing with things. There are real people out here who believe that stuff. You're playing with a lot of real things that a lot of people feel are real. So it's just like, I don't know, like at the end of the day, like, and then you're just doing it for a moment, a controversial moment to like,
but
to
I
make a statement.
I heard like the damn, I can't remember that group, like that Satan group or whatever, like really embraced that. So it's like as real as the Christianity is to you, like that realm is real to them.
100%. No, 100%. They, of course, they will. Tim. I mean, it has all their favorite things included in it, so of course they will. But what I'm saying to you is this: is that these things were done in a point to make a statement. And I don't necessarily know as much as the statement as that kid was making. I don't necessarily, and let me not call him a kid. He's a grown man. As much as Lil Nas X was trying to make a statement, and he was really trying to kneel deep into it. First and foremost, like just do a little research. I mean, apparently, I think that guy's dad was like a pastor of some sort, or whatever the case may be. So there's a certain foundation. Yeah, there's a certain foundation of belief. Lil Nas X. This is all about. That's why I said most of the time when kids turn away, it's because usually it's tied to the parents, bro. It's usually tied to the parents. This is not. I don't even think this is. To be very honest with you, I don't even necessarily think it's an FU to all Christians. It might just be an FU to his parents. Like, look, you told me I was going to hell. Here you go.
To his community. Yeah, his
to his community, to his specific parish, to them.
Yeah. Them PK turnarounds is the worst.
It's always on 10. It's like, man, sit down. Like we all have parents that are judgmental. Sit down. Like, and they always do it with the sense of entitlement. They did it so mean to me. Like what all our parents did. Shut up. So you had to go to church. Shut up. We all had to go through it. What are you talking about? There's always a strong sense of entitlement when it's the preacher's kids. It's like, you don't understand.
Sunday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday.
I was right there with you, nigga. I was there too. I was right there with you, nigga. You over here wilding for no reason, but sit your little crybaby. Not playing. I just feel like I'm just saying that if you have that root of belief, then listen, you can reject that. But I mean, at the end of the day, when you see something and you authorize that, you're playing with certain things. And listen, if you don't believe it, you don't believe it. That's fine. But there is a second group of people that believe that Satanism and the satanic belief in the occult are awesome things. And there are people out there. And look, all power to you. That's how you believe. That's what you believe. I can't, you live in a country where you are allowed to do that. And I believe in you having those rights to do that. So do your thing. No. Personally, I think the average person feels that's kind of creepy. So, I mean, listen, if that's what you want to do, that's fine. If that's what you want to tie yourself to, that's fine too. Like that's your prerogative. You have the right to do that. And I definitely encourage the freedoms of speech, religion, and all of that. I definitely encourage that. But the average person doesn't want to be connected to that. So, have at it. That's what you want to do. Because those things, those elements, when he puts into those shoes, like that shoe was made very specific. So if you do research and you look into certain things, well, I don't encourage you to do it because then your search history is going to get really fucking creepy. But if you do research and you look into it, all those things and all those elements that are put into those shoes were put into his shoes specifically. Whoever customized and made that shoe, I think he did a Jesus shoe as well, and I think he tried to put this. Huh?
The Chick-fil-A shoe.
No, he made a no. He made an exact.
He made another.
Yeah, they made a Jesus shoe with holy water in it, whatever. I mean, they like to go super. As a person who is kind of a sneaker customizer himself, those people that group likes to go super deep, and they wanted to be super authentic to what they were representing, and they were super authentic to what they represent in that sneaker. And if that's what you want to be connected,
is that
to,
acceptable? Though? Can you do that shit?
What?
Can you tear a Nike Air Max apart and rebuild it and sell it as your own?
Yes. Yeah. Well, listen, Nike typically That's what I say. Listen, typically speaking, Nike is not official yet, but it has been in the past because all it does is promote Nike. Nike allows you to do. Nike will give you rope if you're promoting Nike. Like you remember the Black Lives Matter Nike shorts that had the Boondocks niggas on it? That was a custom shorts that someone made. Nike didn't go sue these niggas and hit them with a stop and desist because it was still promoting Nike. As long as you're promoting Nike, Nike will let you slide. Now, if you fuck up the brand, if you fuck up the swoosh, they will come down on you with the wrath of God. That's what's good.
I don't think they have like what? I don't think they have the patent on like their Air Maxes though.
I didn't have the patent on. Nike is very specific about that.
I don't know. I mean,
because all right, so
they
might. You guys remember Gourmet, the sneaker, the indie sneaker line Gourmet? Yeah.
No. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Then yeah.
I think it's Buscemi now. I think Buscemi is they turned into Buscemi. When they were Gourmet, what they did was they were breaking down, I think, a Jordan 7, and then they were reconstructing it and to make their own shoe, right? Mm-hmm. Nike somehow figured out what they were doing, cease and desist, and lawsuit on top of it. Tried to basically ruin them. If it wasn't for the fact that someone in the room was like, hey, this is just a guy trying to make it happen. Probably wouldn't happen if he was black. But this is a guy just trying to make it happen. We'll let him go. And that's what happened. So Nike does not play like, for instance, the shoe surgeon. He breaks down Nike shoes all the time. But everything he does, in a sense, always kind of promotes and puts Nike in a nice light, right? So as long as you're not mass producing, right, claiming it's something else, if you're still bringing awareness back to Nike and you're saying like, this is, because like most of these people do, this is my reconstructed Nike Jordan, this, and this. Okay, given all the proper tags, so usually Nike lets it go. These are not official, and Nike's not officially saying yes. I think Nike's just ignoring it and going yes, just like they're doing with the resale market. The resale market is problematic. People are getting mad. People are getting mad at Nike, but Nike's still selling shoes at a high rate, a high clip. Oh, and guess what? It's still promoting Nike. It's still creating a want for Nike products. So Nike allows it. Until one of their executives fuck up, and now everyone's looking at Nike like, so now Nike's trying to do something about it, right? Mm-hmm. Trying to do something about the bots. You can't put all these pentagrams and human blood and 666 and all this other crazy stuff on the shoe. Talking about this is the devil Air Max 97s. First of all, I said Air Max 97. That's how you know it is right. That means like, Air Max 97, like a 95. A 95 might have been tempting, but a 97? Ooh, custom 97s. Anyways,
there are a couple of 97s that are dope.
A couple. Five.
Gotta find the right color.
5 of the most. Exactly.
Yeah. I can only think of 2.
That's what I'm saying. At least if it was like a 95, at least it would look fire. I mean, I wouldn't copy it, but at least like, damn, it's a fire ass thing. You know what I mean? Because it has all the elements in the colorway, besides the horrendous imagery that it put on. But anyways, like I'm saying, like that's all I'm saying. Like to me, look, bro, you playing with things, and if people believe certain things, that's a little lot, bro. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Those symbols and all those things, they mean things, and people believe that they could have effects strong effects on people and in their lives. And, you know, at the end of the day, I do believe that all of us, whether we be Christian, whether we be atheist, whether we be Buddhist or Muslim, we have a small, what's what I'm looking for? Duty to try to keep our brothers and sisters to the right and to the left of us in mind with the actions that we do. For me, I would never go out there. I'll never go out there and be like, you should be saved. I never do it because, I mean, you next to me may not believe what I believe. I will never create an environment for you where it's uncomfortable for you to just be who, you know, I'm not trying to do that. If you want to have a conversation, we can have a conversation, we can talk, but I'm not going to create an environment that's not conducive to you because honestly, my religion teaches me that's not what I'm supposed to do. So that's what I would do. So I would just feel people should do the same, regardless of whatever you do believe. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. That's my thought process. I'm not the moral police.
Yeah. Yeah, don't go out there and fuck around with Nike. Moral of my story. Just don't fuck with Nike. Do what you want to do. Stay out the shoe world. You want to sell shoes? Go to what's that site called, Mark? Whatever that site was. No. No, the site that we were designing shoes on.
Alive shoes. Make you some alive shoes. Make the Satan fives on alive shoes.
Shit.
I here looking like a pair of manatis.
All right now. Okay. We do support black businesses, and
we definitely do support black businesses, but those shoes are ugly as hell. I'm sorry.
I know. So all I have to say is I see the message. Interesting concept of video. Do your sponsorship with Cartoon Network, Powerpuff Girls and them.
Stick to Adidas at least.
No.
Yeah.
Make some Saucony's. Go make some Saucony's. Leave Nike alone.
That's
I was about to say Pumas, but I wear Pumas. Like,
can't even mess with it. Yeah. Can't even do
Nike, it. Sons of bitches. All right, anyways. But yeah, let's wrap this bad boy up. Lil Nas X.
All right, guys. This has been another episode of the Logical Crazy Talk podcast. This went on a lot longer than I expected it to. But I mean, hey, I guess there's a lot to talk about when someone's putting demonic symbols in sneakers. Please like, share, subscribe, follow. I appreciate everyone that's followed the business page. I appreciate everyone that is liking the content. I appreciate all the views that we had on the last video. Hopefully, all this malarkey will give us a whole bunch of views this time around. And we might be a real boy. A real boy. All right, guys, this is Money Mark, Lifestyle Flashy Chris, Just Tim, signing out from the Logical Crazy Talk podcast. Peace.
And we are done. Get her done.
That video was trash, bro.